Hey guys, it's Matt here. It is Monday, July 13th. Um, going to discuss a couple of things today. I want to start out with I had one losing trade today, and there's a reason that I didn't take more trades, and really there's a reason that this one was a loser. So I did something a little impulsive over the weekend, and I joined a chat room because I think I was just kind of feeling a little spun out after the loss on Thursday, and this whole process just not going as I want it to. Uh, which the joining the chat room was a mistake, and I can cancel that. It's not a big deal. But I was in a chat room back in 2017, 2016, 17, somewhere in there, or maybe it was 17, 18. It was kind of over the winter months, I think. And I found out that really, well, here's my thought, my take on chat rooms from my experience with them is like, if you're gonna go in a chat room, your best bet is to just be in the chat room. Don't try trading while you're listening to the chat. And this is if somebody's got like audio commentary of what they're trading. Just sit and watch whatever they're watching and listen to when they get in and when they get out and what they're looking for. Um, One, you should never try to mirror their trades in real time with real money because you're always going to be a step or two behind. And even whether or not they mean to, they're going to be dumping on you, right? Especially if it's somebody who scalps very quickly, right? They're going to be like, okay, I'm long, okay, I'm out, and you're going to be hitting the get in button, and he's basically selling you his shares from that he got in 10 seconds ago, right? And now you're getting dumped on as the price turns around. Um, so so definitely don't do that. Um, Now, if you got somebody who's a little longer term trader, maybe you can do that a little better if they're the kind of person that buys or shorts and holds for 10 minutes or 20 minutes or 3 hours or whatever, or they're a swing trader. That might be a little more realistic to try to mirror their trades. Um, but even still, I just don't know. I don't know if it's really helpful to do that. I think you should probably just sit and watch and just pay more attention to what they're doing and why they're doing it and try to learn and then go and trade on your own without them and then see how that goes and reassess. So, saying that, I joined a chat room over the weekend and I broke my own rule today because I was sitting here trading or looking to trade while listening to this person do their commentary. And here's what I thought was really interesting in this chat room that I joined. I'm not going to say names of any chat rooms just because I'm not trying to promote, but I'm also not trying to bash anybody, and it doesn't really matter. But in the chat room that I was in this morning, they actually monitor another person's chat room and see what that person's doing because oftentimes this chat room that I'm in, we'll call it chat room A, the one that I was in this morning, they take the other side commonly of trades. So the room I'm in this morning is mostly short bias, and the room that they're watching is mostly a long bias. And it's not that they take opposite sides on purpose, they just normally are. And so they're like, okay, well, when this guy gets out, when the long guy gets out, we're probably looking at a pretty good short there. Because that guy's got a lot of followers and he moves markets sometimes, especially in these small caps. And um, especially if there's not a whole ton of volume. So anyway, I was a little surprised at that, and it kind of put me off a little, to be honest with you. I mean, I guess use whatever you have to your advantage, so that's fine. But I was just like, just trade the price action. I don't know if that's really that helpful or not. Um, so anyway, that was interesting. And then so when I jumped in here, which was actually this was a decent little bounce scalp trade. I got in a little early, um, admittedly, here at the so what is this? I was in at 24.24. I mean, I could have let it drop a little bit more, but Um, what happened was then it's bouncing around and I'm instantly down a little bit, which isn't really a big deal. And then I hear the guy that I'm following this morning say, "Oh, the other guy got out. He dumped it." And I thought, "Oh shit, it's going to roll over even more then," right? And this whole time, I either shouldn't be listening to the guy I'm listening to, or I shouldn't be trading. I shouldn't be doing both at the same time, right? And so I get out, and then it does exactly what I thought it would, which was on the next candle, pops up here to 73, and then to 93, right? So I would have been out with a small profit, a 50-cent profit maybe, or probably 30 or 40 cents, right? I just would have gotten out with my ass intact, but these are the kind of trades that I've been doing. I look for this drop, it usually pops back up, and even if I don't catch the very bottom of this, I can get out with a little bit of profit on this candle, and I've been fine that way for a long time when I've been doing it well. Um, so so yeah, it was frustrating. I still like the guy that I was following this morning. I like his style. I like his chat room is okay. I mean, he gives some pretty decent commentary. But I'm a little more pissed off at myself for just not trusting me to dig myself out of this hole, right? By the way, also there were opportunities that I should have or could have been taking all through here, all after this, while I was still listening to the other guy, and I was just kind of frozen, sitting on my hands, being like, I'm just gonna not trade because I'm listening to this dude and see what kind of things he was saying, and most of what he was saying, I was already thinking it, which means I don't really need a chat room. Same thing here with any NETE. I mean, this is dump and chase heaven, right? I mean, like, look at these long wicks. We're talking 30 cents bouncing every minute here. It's crazy. I mean, this would have been heaven to scalp bottom bounces. Um, so, and instead I was just sitting on my hands listening to some dude. And anyway, so that's what my morning looked like this morning. And then, of course, I go back and did something I probably should have been doing over the weekend, which is one, I looked at some of my old trades from May, from when I was still in the Thinkorswim account. A lot of the trades looked like a lot of the trades that I had through this recent period here in the end of June. They were small wins, small wins, small wins, big loss, small win, small win, small win, small win. And the profit and loss curve went up. In fact, I even looked at this um, just for the month of May. I was up making 5 cents per share, right? So sure, there were some losses. 25% of my trades were losses. The average loss was 295, but my average winner was 236. So that ratio was better than what I've got going right now. So, and then the other thing I looked at was, once I got my shit together in this CMEG account and started trading normally, because remember, the first week and a half or so was kind of a hot mess because I mentally just was not actually prepared to trade the size that I jumped into. Once I did, you can see pretty good accuracy. And this is all up through last Friday. Even with the big loss I took on Thursday, right? Um, Now here's the difference between this period and what I just showed you, is that my average winning trade and my average losing trade were much different, right? This is much too big. Although I took a lot fewer losses, right? So that matters because, in that other account I was taking small losses more frequently, which would bring this average down, but it would bring this percentage down, right? So that's a numbers game you just got to play. I mean, sometimes having this number much bigger than this number is no big deal if your percentage is high enough to outrun it, right? That's all that matters is how these two numbers work with these numbers, you know? But anyway, even with that big loss I took Thursday, I'm still profitable when trading normally. And so what this tells me is that there was no reason to join a chat room. There was no reason to start doubting the process just because I took a big loss on Thursday. There was no reason to panic. Should have just set up today. And honestly, today would have been probably a pretty good day if I had not been digging around in some chat room. Uh, I'll probably keep that membership through the end of the month. I won't listen to the commentary, but they do have some other like member-only educational resources on their site, and um, I can go back and listen to his commentary after hours while watching a replay of the market, which I think will be good study. Because I do like the guy I'm listening to is a scalper, but he does hold a little bit. He holds longer than I do. Um, he plays more like key levels things, and I like his style. I mean, if I could transition to that style, I think I might even be better off. But um, I think for now, I just need to keep trading my style that I've been doing that's been working slightly and keep increasing share size like I'd been talking about all through the last couple of weeks. And for some reason, just let myself get all spun out and get all crazy and do something stupid. So anyway, then today I took a loss. And so let's update this. So now I'm flat per share. Uh, my total gain through the period is $4.50, which, like we've talked about a million times, commissions with CMEG means I'm way down, right? So, anywho, that's where I'm at. So tomorrow I think we just sit down, look at the stocks that are in play, and start taking some scalps. Um, hopefully, maybe even start taking some bigger shares. I do still want to look at my loss from last week and even my loss from today. Well, my loss from today, I know what I could have done. I could have just held it like I normally would through the little bit of a downturn, and it would pop back up. My loss last week, though, I want to look at that and just see, like, okay, what can I do to make sure that that big loss doesn't happen again? I have some ideas, and it's partially how the CMEG commissions are fucking with my head right now. Um, yeah, that's part of it because I don't want to try to trade my way out of a situation. When in Thinkorswim, I was doing that successfully most of the time. Um, I was at least fighting my way back and not taking huge losses, and maybe even just taking a smaller loss, which is fine. But the commission structure right now has been stopping me from doing that because I don't want to rack up a bunch of commissions. But that's dumb. I gotta stop thinking like that. So anyway, that's where I'm at. Hopefully, you know, maybe if you're thinking about joining a chat room, just think about what I said. Maybe it works for you. I know there's other guys who trade in chat rooms and listen to commentary, and they do well. I guess supposedly, there's people that do well. I don't know. Maybe you just get in a chat room and just do the text chat and keep an eye on things that way, and maybe that gives you some ideas of levels to look at and things to watch out for, and you do better that way. I don't know, but they can definitely be a good educational source if you get somebody who you think is legit and you trust them, and just verify first as best you can. So anyway, I think that's it for today. I'll be back at it tomorrow and do my own trading and hopefully have a better day. See you guys then.